Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. Hope everyone's doing well today. So this video is going to be a thread response from Chris Profi over at Musically Obsessed. He did a thread called Bonded by Blood where you pick a handful of items, a handful of records in your collection that have the words blood, bloody, bleeding, something related to blood in either the song title, the album title, or the band name. I watched a couple of thread responses from this over the weekend, and yesterday I watched Northern Vinyl Guy's response, and just really cool idea. I thought it was a really unique idea. Definitely something I wanted to get involved with as a metalhead. There's a lot of stuff for me to choose from. I picked a handful of records. I don't remember how many was the suggested amount. I think I might have went a little over, but I think it's pretty cool. So I wanted to get on that and do my thread response to that challenge thread. So before we get into it though, as always, what have you guys been listening to lately? Anything good? Leave me a comment below. Let me know any bands or albums you think I need to get into. And some huge news since I did my last video. Iron Maiden announced I guess, I don't want to call it a tour. So like 8 or 9 shows, I guess, a small tour with Megadeth and Anthrax in support. 3 of my top 5 favorite bands of all time on one bill. Just awesome. I kind of sent the photo, that was going around this weekend of the dates to my wife, thinking, all right, it's in late August when my birthday is, and then the fall. Thinking I'd try to hit 2 of them, and she basically was like, no. She's like, you can go to 1. So I'm probably gonna choose Charlotte. It's not too far away from me. It's on a Saturday. So definitely can make that happen. Not ruling out Montreal, though, because it's right around my birthday. I've got a free place to crash with my friend's house. And Mark, dude, make that happen. Regardless of whether I'm going to go or not, I want you to be there. I want you to go. I know how much you love Iron Maiden. You definitely got to make that happen, buddy. So looking forward to hearing your comment on this. And whether or not you're going to get tickets. I'm going to try to get them on Friday for Charlotte. And if Montreal happens, I'll kind of figure that out down the line. I'm pretty sure my wife's not going to let me do that, though. But anyway, let's show some records. So this is what I've been listening to lately. First one I've been listening to this past weekend was Sepultura's Arise. Excellent record. This is just kind of the reissue gatefold they put out like a year or 2 ago. I was able to grab it. Awesome record. No shock if you guys have been watching my channel, Beneath the Remains is my favorite Sepultura album. And this one's probably going to come in a close second. I absolutely love this record. Whenever I put it on, never fails. I'm kind of transported back to when I first discovered the band. Was on the school bus. My freshman and sophomore year of high school, listening to Sepultura on the school bus on the kids' boombox. Some kids that were older than me had it, and they would listen to this album and Beneath the Remains, as well as the rest of the Sepultura catalog on cassette tape back in the day. Just going on the bus. Those are great times. Metal was still king back in those days in the early 90s, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Sepultura's Arise, great record. Next one I've been listening to a while, this past weekend rather, is Sacred Reich's Awakening. This is their latest album, even though it's been out for quite a while. I want to say like 2020. Saw them on this tour once in support of this album. They sound great. The songs in this thing are phenomenal. Give it a listen if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys have. I picked this one up on kind of that like desert camo splatter, black and tan splatter, which really does a great job matching the album cover. So pretty cool, but this album's awesome. Give it a listen if you haven't already. But like I said, I know a lot of you guys in the VC and all you metalheads have listened to it. They're on tour right now. They've been touring for a while, and the new album supposedly has been in the works. So hopefully, I don't think we're going to get that this year, but hopefully, maybe early part of next year. So I've been listening to a lot of Testament lately. Obviously, the new album, Parabellum, awesome. Pick this one up on, I don't know what they're calling this version. It looks pretty cool, but really, really good record. I'll talk about this maybe more on another video. The awesome album. Yeah, just everything you come to know and love from Testament. Never fails. And, of course, we've been listening to the New Order as well. This is a reissue, Nuclear Blast, so it's a blue and black splatter. This came out like last year or something maybe. Really, really good record. Been listening to this one a lot as well. And I spun this one today because I was watching Mr. Boulder's video on like 80s hair and glam bands. So I think it was from 80, 86, 87. I think it was 86, but it's Europe's The Final Countdown. He just kind of inspired me to spin this because when the way he was talking about this, I was like, I always liked this album. And, kind of the way him describing the songs. And I was like, I'm going to give it a spin. And The Final Countdown, he says it great. It's the intro is so iconic and recognizable. Everybody knows it, but there's some bangers on this album, dude. Final Countdown, obviously, Rock the Night, Carry, Danger on the Track, Ninja. Flip it over to side 2, you got Cherokee, On the Loose, Love Chaser. There's some good tunes on this. It's definitely, as he described, more of like a pop rock than like, metal, but still a really, really good record. And if anybody who was watching my Motley Crue video with Theater of Pain, I had an Exodus shirt. I actually called myself a poser for wearing an Exodus shirt and talking about Motley Crue, and then I redid the video because I made some mistakes. And of course, I left that out, and somebody called me a poser for doing that. So I guess I'm wearing a Massacre shirt today, talking about Europe, so somebody will call me a poser. So let's get right to the thread here. We're going in 6 minutes of this. I don't want to keep it too long, but I do like showing you guys records and kind of showing you guys some bands and albums I like, so maybe y'all can get into them as well. But let's go first. Albums, band names that start with either, the name of the band's either got Blood, Bloody, Bleeding in it. This one's Bloodstar. Really, really cool female-fronted band. These guys are like a traditional, old school, just traditional heavy metal. They're from the States. I don't remember where they're from. I want to say like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, like that region of the country. Could be wrong, so if anybody knows, let me know. But this one's called First Sighting, and it's on blue and white pinwheel. Really, really good stuff. Never seen them live. Always missed them when they came around, but a really good band. Check them out. I'm not the biggest fan of female-fronted bands, but this one's really, really cool. Just, right up my alley. Just really, really good guitar work. Catchy choruses, and again, just traditional, old-school, sounding heavy metal. The next one we have is another band with the blood, bloody, bleeding in the name. This one is called The Bleeding. Awesome death thrash. I believe these guys are from the UK. This is their latest record called Monocrator. Awesome stuff. If you dig bands like Raider, Devastation, Demolition Hammer, that kind of stuff, just good death thrash, Laceration, you're going to like these guys. Give them a listen. Really, really good stuff. Highly recommend you guys checking out this album. This is one of these bands and albums I really stand behind. So definitely give these guys a listen if you haven't already. The name of the record company is what? It's got that label. Redefining Darkness. They always put out really, really good stuff. Check these guys out. The Bleeding, Monocrator, their latest album. So that kind of concludes the bands with the blood, bloody, bleeding in the name. Now we're going to go to albums with that in the album title, and I cannot not show this, right? Low-hanging fruit. Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. Their debut album, awesome stuff. I mean, what can I say about this record that you guys don't already know? This is a reissue of Relapse Records. I want to say 2021 maybe is when they did them all, except for I think The Sound of Perseverance and Symbolic. No, they did they did them all but Symbolic. This is that splatter pinwheel looking thing. So awesome. Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. One of my all-time favorite thrash bands, Forbidden with Forbidden Evil. Obviously, obvious choice here is Chalice of Blood. This one's on standard black vinyl with the Combat record label there, camouflage. Really, really cool stuff. Awesome record. Twisted into Form, my favorite one. I talked about that in my last video, but this is a really, really good album as well. Awesome band, Forbidden. You guys all know these guys. And here's another band everybody I think needs to check out. I know they're fairly popular. Twitter, maybe Instagram, a little bit of the VC, but I haven't really heard too many people talking about them. Maybe it's because they haven't put out an album in a while. But the band is called Eternal Champion. The Armor of Ire is the album, and the song is the first track on side 2, which is Blood Ice. Awesome band, just traditional heavy metal, kind of that 80s style. Really, really cool stuff. There's that blood red marble, kind of looks like one of them bowling balls you might see with the way that it's kind of done there, but really, really cool. Awesome band. I've got 2 of their records, The Armor of Ire And I forget the other one's name because I hit the freaking record button. That always happens. But really, really cool band. A lot of love and respect to these guys. Everybody should be checking them out. Want to hear more about them on the VC. Really good stuff. And next one, we have one of my favorite Megadeth songs, Blood of Heroes, from the Euthanasia album. I've got it on picture disc. Really cool looking picture disc. It's the only way I have it, unfortunately. But really cool tune, Blood of Heroes. Next one we have is another Testament record, Dark Roots of the Earth. The song is called Native Blood. Really cool video to the song as well. And this album, really good album. I don't like it as much as the last, I think, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, definitely don't like it as much as the last 3 releases they did. But this album came out after that 3-album string where I liked them, but I just wasn't in love with those albums. And then this one came out, and I was like, all right, it's kind of like a return to form of the Testament that I loved. And I saw them on this tour as well. Really, really good stuff. Native Blood, super cool song. Check out the video. Really cool video. And then we've got Overkill's Horoscope, 1991 release Horoscope. The song's called Blood Money. Really cool tune, really good album. Just like Testament, solid thrash all the way through their career. They don't let up, they don't disappoint. And then we've got a death metal album here, Amon Amarth, Deceiver of the Gods. The song is called Blood Eagle. First song on side 2. Pretty cool. I don't know what you even call this kind of variant. It's called Beige Red Marbled. All right, it's right there on the hype sticker. But Blood Eagle, awesome tune. My favorite song on the album. And if you ever wanted to know what the ancient medieval torture called the Blood Eagle was all about and kind of how they did it, listen to the song. And then it's also found in like the Game of Thrones and a bunch of other, TV shows and movies that I never really noticed until I heard the song. But really cool tune called Blood Eagle about Viking torture. If somebody did something really bad, you're going to get a really, really painful death. Speaking of Blood Eagle, we've got Anthrax's For All Kings, and the song is called Blood Eagle Wings. It's not really about the same thing. I don't know what version this is, where you get the little sleeve that covers the album. But yeah, For All Kings, awesome. When they came out with worship music with Joey, was back in the band on vocals, and then this thing, just awesome. Love the John Bush era. We're not here to talk negatively about that. Love that era. But I'm a Joey fan. That's my favorite era of the band. And it's kind of like when those 2 albums, this one and the first one that came out was worship music, and then this one, For All Kings, it was basically, to me, like they never left off. It was like right after Persistence of Time, the next album was worship music. Just really, really good stuff. And this version is on pink vinyl. Awesome record, though. Definitely listen to this. I know all you guys have. I've seen a lot of people doing the videos about this album. Really great record. And I don't know what version I bought. I don't remember. That comes with that sleeve and then the album on pink. But, it's cool. I'll take it. I don't even remember buying this. Put it back in the sleeve. And then last, but certainly not least, don't want to make the longest video in the history of the world. Definitely went over, I think, the suggested amount of records to show. But you guys know me. I love showing records, showing you guys stuff that maybe I think you should get into. Slayer's God Hates Us All album. I could have done another low-hanging fruit with Raining Blood. But I wanted to go with this one. The song's called Bloodline. From a movie soundtrack. I don't remember what movie. It was a vampire movie, obviously. I don't remember which one it was. I don't think I ever saw it, but great song, killer guitar riff on it, and a really cool video as well. This is the gatefold I picked up, I don't know when, I don't remember when I got it, but I've had it for like a good 5-6 years. But excellent record. It kind of like Testament. Slayer had a kind of a string of a couple of albums there in the 90s that I didn't particularly care for. I bought them all. I went and saw. I actually, from Seasons in the Abyss on, I've seen Slayer in every single tour they've ever been on. From that, that album run, those runs of albums from Seasons in the Abyss on. But those albums that came after, I just thought they weren't as good. Obviously, grew up on the classic Slayer records. not a lot can really compare to them. They're just so good. But then they came out with this album, God Hates Us All, and the thing's a banger. I thought it was definitely a return to form for the band. I loved it. You know, you got the Darkness of Christ, the minute-and-a-half intro, and then it goes right into Disciple, God Send Death, New Faith, Cast Down, Threshold, and Exile. That whole first side is just killer. Flip over to side 2, Seven Faces, the song Bloodline, Grievous, Warzone, Here Comes the Pain, Payback. All awesome tunes. This thing is a really, really good record. I highly recommend everybody just kind of going back and listen to this thing. Of course, they went on to do a few more albums after this that I thought were really, really good. And I think, you know, just kind of a continuation of maybe this album. Maybe not as good, but, you know, definitely just classic Slayer sound. But God Hates Us All, awesome record. And one of my favorite Slayer album covers. I mean, it just doesn't... It's just easy and simple, but just gets the point across right here. So anyway, Slayer's God Hates Us All with the song Bloodline. And that is it. That concludes my video for the Bonded by Blood Challenge by Chris Profi over at Musically Obsessed. Go check out his channel. I've been watching his channel for a while, and I gotta apologize to you, dude. I didn't even know I wasn't subscribed. I've watched a bunch of your videos, didn't even know I wasn't subscribed, so I'm going to be fully honest and transparent there. I remedied that, obviously, but I apologize for that. But great channel, all the responses to this thread I've seen to kind of get ready to do my video, really, really good stuff. So hopefully you dig them. Go watch his channel, get on the thread, do your own thing, and let me know, you tag me or something in the video because I'd like to watch everybody's video. But this is my response to it. Hope you guys dig it. Appreciate everybody checking out the channel, and I'll have another video for you guys very soon. Cheers, everybody.